5 Johnston Avenue, 4 exploratory digs, holes for helical piles near the south property line. We are starting at our first hole east and working west. So we have our measurements here. The first hole is at approximately 1.3 meters west of the east property line. And the center is 0.7 meters north of the south property line. The hole goes to a maximum extent of 0.9 meters north of the south property line. However, the client wanted to keep this shed in place before demolishing it, you know, just to make sure they were able to do the garden suite. So this hole is to see if there's any roots past it, and this hole is done to a depth of 100 centimeters. As you can see, any roots found were only half a centimeter or below in diameter. Some of this hole was crushed limestone used as base for the shed. So we're going to our next hole west. This next hole is approximately 4.6 meters west of the east property line, and all holes are centered. All these next 3 holes are centered at approximately 1.7 meters north of the south property line. So the edge of the hole would be at 1.5 meters north of the south property line. Again, no roots of significance, just fine roots, hair-like roots, and some roots that are half a centimeter. This is an old retaining wall that's rotting. A few rocks. So our next hole going west is centered at 4.4 meters east of the west property line, and again at 1.7 meters north of the south property line would be the center. Again, all holes are 1 meter in depth. Again, no roots of significance of the old retaining wall. Just for note, there is large surface roots in between holes, but we've managed to miss any major roots. Here's another structural root. So our next hole, last hole going west, to note there is large structural roots just outside the hole, originating from this Norway maple. This hole centered at 1.3 meters east of the west property line, and again at 1.7 meters north of the south property line. The total diameter of the hole that needs to be dug for the auger bit to support the helical pile would be 20 centimeter or 8 inch. I'll just show you this for reference. So it would be 20 centimeters. However, our holes are 50 centimeters, so there's more than room for error to move it around within this hole. There's no roots of significance in this hole. So I believe that the proposed 4 helical piles along the south property line, 1.5 meters north of the south property line, to support the garden suite will have no effect, negligible effect on these trees.